Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Kita kelompok berapa? Maaf, lupa.
Satu itu ada tulisannya nih.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Today we are from Group 1, want to present you a presentation about ESL teaching in China. I am Aprilia Hani Taqqiya.
I'm Nisa Al Jaatsiyah.
Putri Pahriani.
Shafira Anindhita.
Dea Deswita.
And the first one who give presentation is Nisa Al Jaatsiyah.
First, there is a warm-up. Before starting the activity, the teacher and students warm up with gymnastics. Not only training motor development, students also training cognitive development by learning vocabulary of walking, jump, running, tap from the lyrics of the song. The teacher invites students to say the vocabulary loudly and repeatedly while doing the movement. For example, the teacher says walking and makes the walking movements, the students follow them. When the teacher says jump and makes the jump movements, the students follow them, etc. In the video, this English teacher is not Chinese and is not fluent in Chinese. So there is an assistant teacher who is Chinese. To better understand each movement again, the assistant teacher tells students of the movement in Chinese. But before, the teacher asks the observers to see if students understood the meaning of the movement in Chinese. And some students knew the meaning even though they saw the movement first. After the warm-up is finished, proceed to the learning activities.
Next is present and practice. After the warm-up, children sit on the chair and teacher begin to give the new vocabulary. In this video, they learn about fruit and the vocabulary is lemon, mango, cherry, and kiwi. Next. This is the step when teacher gives the new vocabulary to children. The first one is use a flashcard. The flashcard is there is a fruit picture on it and fruit name on English. Putri.
To better understand the new vocabulary, in the third activity, the teacher divides the children into two groups, a loyal group consisting of 3 children. Number 3, it's games. This game uses flashcard aids and also a game of small rubber board. How to play? The teacher will say a new vocabulary and the child will take an existing flashcard on the floor, but passing the rubber board first from the front until the child wavers from the front until the child who is turned back by hand and folded to the neck, and the rubber board is flanked by 2 elbows. The last child will run forward looking for the vocabulary mentioned earlier. Next. When present a new vocabulary, teachers have in money and fun activities. It makes children more easier to learn. And in the class, they have two teachers. One is the English teacher and the other is teacher classroom who speak Chinese. During the present time, they use all in English, but they translate it to Chinese when it comes to the new vocabulary, and sometimes will make an order or explain something long in English to minimize the misconception.
Next is apply. Before learning about the new word begins, the teacher reviews the name of the fruit on the flashcard to make sure that the child is activity. The teacher divides the activity into the three games. The name of game is not officially explained by the teacher, but I use this to make it easier to remember. The first game is pass back and search. So in this game, while showing the pictures on the flashcard, the teacher placed the flashcard on the floor upside down so that the image of fruit is not visible. And then the teacher asked the children to stand up and divide the children into two groups. There are six children, so that each member is three. The teacher instructs the rules of the game in his first language, Chinese. The way to play is that each group marches backward. Then the teacher gives a colored card to the front child, and the child in front must pass back by folding the palm of the hand to the back of the neck and pinning the card with elbow. After the card reaches the last child, the child comes forward to take the picture that has been instructed before. For example, the teacher says cherry. It means that the child must look for a pictures of cherries on the floor. This method is good for adding a sense of challenge to children, also hone the cohesiveness of children. And the second is you are the fruit. In the next game, same as the first, the teacher refreshed by asking the children mention the pictures on the card together, and games still exist in groups. Children in the group must answer the pictures from the card shown by teacher, and if it's true, the pictures of the card placed in front of the group line. In front of group line, there are two picture cards. Both of these cards become the identity of the group. For example, group A was mango cherry, then the children are asked to put their hands behind their bodies when the teachers mention one of the fruit names from their group. For example, the teacher says cherry. It means group A must put their hands behind the body. Uh, the last game, the third game, is slide and say. In the next game, the teachers also refresh by asking the children to mention the pictures on the card. But this time, the teacher used like a tool for sliding so that the child rides the tool and moves it using the foot to get the place where the card is placed by the teacher. At first, the teacher gives instruction like teacher says lemon, which is the child slides towards the card and asks to look for pictures of the lemon and leave the card and say the word from the card. The game activities in this group are very fun to do because together the children can understand new words easily and not only develop aspect of language but also by being able to work together in the groups, motor skill and cognitive.
Extend. Lay a foundation for lifelong learning, self-discovery and trying new things and develop people skill and then build confidence and self-esteem for children. The work up the work up the ends of the lesson gives the teacher the opportunity to assign homework and do a quick review. Students can say a good day in a positive atmosphere and therefore look forward to their next lesson. Next, for assessment, questions. Questions. Yeah, enables a student with the help of their teacher to find out what level they are at. They are. Feedback. When the teacher provides feedback to each student about how to improve their learning. Successful. Students understand what successful like work look like for each stage they are doing. Peer assessment and self-assessment. The students become more independent in their learning, taking a part in a peer assessment and self-assessment. Follow up. The first, listen to the word of other language. Number two, understand to the request given together. Number three, answer question accordingly question. Number four, enrich the vocabulary. Number five, participate in conversation. Number six, get to know symbol. Number seven, imitate write on pronouns, the name of fruits, or the letter A until Z. Number eight, communicate verbally, have vocabulary, and get to know symbol for reading preparation, write, and count. Number nine, mention group picture have the same sound. From the activities learning in this video, we know how to teach English in early childhood education should be have fun, cheerful, easygoing, then how to teach it to be another language, different from mother language, especially the vocab. It's a new thing for young learner in Chinese kindergarten.
And the last, there is a reflection. In the video, the learning as if made in second language is not too heavy, but the focus is rather broken because there are two teachers with different language. So the students look difficult to understand. Students often look at the at Chinese teacher, so it seems there is no explanation from the English teacher. Several times, students tend to pay attention to the Chinese teacher to translate what is said by the English teacher. However, the good thing is that the Chinese teacher stays behind the English teacher when teaching.
Next is communicate rules. In this activity, no rules were made, so it was seen in the activity that there was one child who had already taken the card first, but because he had not spoken anything, just held the card, the other child immediately took the card, and the child who took the card said cherry, so the second child was considered true by the teacher. The teacher should give the first child a chance first because the first child has recognized the pictures of the cherry as cherry in English.
Integrated learning, we say that because in the video they use many props and play games and then integrated them with other child development beside language like a social, psychomotor, and cognitive as well. When introducing the new vocabulary, the teacher makes the flashcard and makes student guess which one is lemon or cherry, which is one aspect of cognitive development when the child remembers of the fruit name based the picture or the coordination of eyes and hands. And the next is games. In the video, there are so many games that used by teacher that makes student not get bored and more interested in learning because learning activities are carried out through play. Since we all know that in early childhood education, learning is a play. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for attention.